Morning, guys. It is a nice foggy morning here in California, and it is actually a couple days after the tournament, and I'm back here at Sugar Barge here on the California Delta. And if you guys watch my previous two videos, the vlog series and then the tournament and Sugar Barge, you may think I'm crazy, because if you watch those, you will know that the fishing was extremely tough. Very small limits for the tournament, and I just didn't really get on a lot of fish. The very end of practice on Saturday evening, the last hour of just pre-fishing, I found a good cluster of fish, and I couldn't get them to bite, but on Saturday night, I tied on a punch shot. So that's basically just a heavier duty drop shot rig for the particular area I found fish. That was the bait, that was the technique that I was able to trick those fish into biting. I'm back here today. It's a couple days after the tournament. That is the main focus of this video, is to go back to that area, throw the punch shot around, hopefully trick a few of the real big ones that I saw in that area, and just get on some fish. And at the end of this video, I will kind of talk about the punch shot, how I set it up, the gear I use, how I fish it. Let's just get out on the water, make our way to that spot, do some fishing. Like big ones too. So here it is. Here's the rig right here. This is the punch shot. We got that Brush Hog on there, and this is the exact area I was fishing during the tournament. Making a long cast, kind of just letting it hit the bottom and slowly working it back. So many big fish in this area, it's crazy. Came off. Alrighty, first one in the boat today. You know, the reason I like the punch shot versus like a Texas rig is because you can keep the bait in one place. You can kind of shake it and almost dead stick it a little bit. Well, to be honest with you guys, the bite is definitely a lot harder today. I thought I'd be catching a lot more fish than this. Managed 2 bites on the punch shot and put one in the boat, but again, this is the Delta, and I came in kind of at a slack tide. The current's starting to move, and that could really trigger these fish to start eating. Sometimes these fish just don't want to eat at all, but one thing's for certain, I am surrounded by giants. I mean, I'm seeing 4s and 5s everywhere, but we're just going to keep going with this punch shot and hopefully catch some more fish. Would have been a good tournament fish right there. We got a good one on finally. Oh yeah. Oh man, it's a good one. Oh wow, we finally tricked a big one. Sweet. That's 4.5 probably, 5-pounder. There we go. That's what that technique does. It tricks those big ones. Look at that isolated patch of tulies right there. You know, while we're in the area, I'll show you guys another spot where I caught some good fish on the tournament, and that isolated patch of tulies, that kind of forms a point where there's obviously a current break. But what's special about right next to the right of those tulies, there's a pretty good drop off. It goes from like 2 foot to like 7 foot, and that's what makes that area special. Caught a good one in practice off there, and then I caught 3 fish on the tournament day there. What I would do, see, we don't have much current right now, so the spot might not be good. But I just kind of park over here, make a long cast right next to those tulies where that drop is. And I was throwing a drop shot with a worm. This is the punch shot, but I was snapping that drop shot and get a few to react. Actually, there we go. That was good timing. Worked out pretty good. So yeah, that's a good spot. Man, where was that fish during the tournament? Not even kidding. I just stood up and there's like 4 or 5 pounders right there. Bunch of big ones with them. Man, look at all the big ones with them. That's cool. Look at this fish, but these fish are only hanging around because I got his buddy. You'll be able to see these fish better. Look at these fish trailing. That is incredible. Look at the size of those fish. Look at all of them. Well, we'll let him go back to his school of 5 and 6 pounders. Goodness. Well guys, that's gonna do it for today. Pretty good day out on the water considering, you know, the other 3-4 days out here were tough, but you know, this was the plan today, to throw the punch shot around. Like I told you, it was a heavier, ooh, crawfish. Big old thing. Look at that thing. Yeah, the plan was to throw the punch shot around today. It was kind of the technique in the tournament that did well for me, and today we were able to expand on it. You know, I like this technique specifically because it's good around cover, and again, it's a heavy-duty drop shot rig. And today we're just making some longer casts. A lot of the fish were actually roaming, but it still worked out pretty good. Still around a lot of this thick cover. So basically the setup for this is I've got a Shimano Curado 7.2-to-1 gear ratio reel, so a high-speed reel. I've got 50-pound Power Pro braid, and then I've got a 20-pound fluorocarbon leader. Basically just gonna rig this up just like a drop shot. I've got the 2-watt finesse straight chain hook. Finesse, you know, I did have a couple issues with the hook bending today, but when I switched over to a heavier duty hook, I just wasn't getting the same action out of the bait and the number of bites, so I stayed with the you know, the light wire hook. I've got a shorter leader. This is only about 6 inches, and then I just got a little cylinder weight here. That's a 3/8 ounce cylinder weight, and that comes through the cover real nice. The rod I'm using this on is actually a frog rod. This is a 610 heavy rod, and it's got a soft tip, which is key because you do want to be able to work this bait. You can see the tip is pretty soft, you know, but you'll notice it shuts down pretty quick, so you can, you know, get those fish out of that cover. A technique that I'm actually relatively new to, but I definitely am enjoying it because it's catching fish when other baits and techniques haven't for me. So I hope that helped you. Maybe that taught you something. It's a popular technique around the Delta, but I thought I'd share that with you guys today. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give it a try. Let me know how you do, and thanks for watching. See you in the next one.